Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you are on mute.
Thank you. Thank you very much, all the devotees, for your kindness to join early in the morning, taking little austerity, wandering in the Madhuban forest. So I will read the one paragraph that we were reading about the delivery of the message of Krishna to the gopis by Uddhava. So Uddhava appreciated the extraordinary fortune of the gopis, who relieved themselves of all kind of material contamination by placing on their high, beautiful breast the Lord's lotus feet of Krishna, which are not only worshipped by the goddess of fortune, but by such exalted demigods as Brahma and Lord Shiva, and which are meditated upon by the great yogis within their hearts. Thus, Uddhava desired to be able to constantly pray to be honored by the dust of the gopis' lotus feet. The gopis' chanting of the transcendental pastime of Lord Sri Krishna has become celebrated all over the three worlds. And they are so kind that they are revealing everything to us. So after living in Vrindavan for some days, Uddhava desired to go back to Krishna, and he begged permission to leave from Nand Maharaj and Yashoda. He had a farewell meeting with the gopis, and taking permission of them also, he mounted his chariot to start for Mathura. And when Uddhava was about to leave, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, we can see the scene, how beautiful it would be. You know, all the Brajvasis, headed by Maharaj Nanda and Yashoda, came to give him goodbye and presented him with various kinds of valuable goods secured in Vrindavan. They also do not forget to express their feeling with tears in their eyes due to intense attachment for Krishna. All of them desire benedictions from Uddhava. They desire always to remember the glorious activity of Krishna and wanted their mind to be always fixed upon his lotus feet. Their words always engage in glorifying Krishna, and their bodies always engage in bowing down and constantly remembering him. The gopis are revealing, if you want to be Krishna conscious, what we should be doing. So this prayer of inhabitants of Vrindavan is the super excellent type of self-realization. The method is very simple. To fix the mind always on the lotus feet of Krishna. To talk always of Krishna without passing on any other subject matter. And to engage the body in Krishna's service constantly, specifically in this human form of life. One should engage his life, his resources, words, and intelligence for the service of the Lord. Such kind of activity only can elevate a human being to the highest level of perfections. This is the verdict of the authorities. Hari Bol. The inhabitants of Vrindavan, they are giving final to Uddhava that by the will of the supreme authority and according to the result of our own work, we may take our birth anywhere. It doesn't matter where we are born. but our only prayer is that we may simply be engaged in Krishna consciousness. Haribol. They don't hesitate to go to even the Patal Lok as long as they have some service to render to Krishna. This is the ultimate prayer of the pure devotees. I was, when I went to paint the deities, I met the Brajvallabh Prabhu for my obeisances. And I said, everything is working under perfect arrangement of Krishna. Only thing we need to do is to understand Krishna's will and just coincide with his will, and our life will become successful. And he said, you are 100% right. Haribol. So a pure devotee of Lord Krishna never desired to be promoted to the heavenly planet or even to Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan, because he has no desire for his own personal satisfaction. His satisfaction is serving Krishna. A pure devotee regards both heaven and hell to be on an equal level. Without Krishna, this is important to understand, heaven is hell, and with Krishna, hell is heaven. When Uddhava had sufficiently honored the worship of the pure devotees of Vrindavan, he returned to Mathura and to his master, Lord Sri Krishna. After offering respect by bowing down before Lord Krishna and Balram, then Uddhava began to describe the wonderful devotional life of the inhabitants of Vrindavan. He presented all of the gifts given by the inhabitants of Vrindavan to Vasudeva, the father of Krishna, Ugrasena, the grandfather of Krishna. Thus, and the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 46th chapter of Krishna, delivering of the message of Krishna to the gopis. This is a wonderful chapter. Chapter 47. Krishna pleases his devotees. Haribol. For days together, Krishna heard from Uddhava all the details of his visit. So it's not just one day. For days together, how much Krishna is interested in the welfare of the Brajavasis. It shows. And from Uddhava, all the detail of his visit to Vrindavan, of the condition of his father and mother, and of course, of the gopis and the cowherd boys. Lord Krishna was fully satisfied that Uddhava was able to solace them by his instructions and by the message delivered to them. So Lord Krishna then decided to go to the house of Kubja. Remember? Kubja, she had all the sandalwood pulp made for King Kamsa, but she gave everything to Krishna and Balram, and they become so pleased. So Kubja wanted Krishna to go to her house, and Krishna promised that after I finish my work, I will definitely come to your home. So now he is fulfilling his desire. So Krishna was fully satisfied that Uddhava was able to solace them, and he was able to deliver the message. Then Krishna decided to go to visit the house of Kubja, the hunchback woman who had pleased him by offering him sandalwood when he was entering the city of Mathura. Just putting the sandalwood. That's all is required. Krishna is so kind. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he tries to please his devotees always. And the devotees try to please Krishna always. This is reciprocation. And as the devotee always think of Krishna within their heart, so does the Krishna also think of his devotee within his heart. When Kubja was converted into a beautiful society girl, she wanted Krishna to come to her place so that she could try to receive and worship him in her own way. Society girls generally try to satisfy their clients by offering their bodies to the man to enjoy. But this society girl Kubja was actually captivated by lust to satisfy her sense with Krishna. And when Krishna desired to go to the house of Kubja, he certainly had no desire for sense gratification. By supplying the sandalwood pulp to Krishna, Kubja has already satisfied his senses. On the plea of her sense gratification, he decided to go to her house. Krishna is so kind. He certainly has no desire for sense gratification. By supplying the sandalwood pulp to Krishna, Kubja had already satisfied his senses. So on the plea of her sense gratification, he decided to go to her house, not actually for sense gratification, but to turn her into a pure devotee. This is what Krishna does. Even if you ask something materially, Krishna will make sure that he may fulfill even the material desire, but he will make sure that those desires wiped out from your heart eternally. That's the blessings. Krishna is always served by many thousands of goddesses of fortune. Therefore, he has no need to satisfy his senses by going to a society girl. But as he is kind to everyone, he decided to go there. It is said that the moon does not withhold its shining from the courtyard of a crooked person. Similarly, Krishna's transcendental mercy is never denied to anyone, whether one has rendered service unto him through lust, anger, fear, or pure love. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is stated that if one wants to serve Krishna and at the same time wants to satisfy his own lusty desire, Krishna will handle it so that the devotees forget his lusty desire and becomes fully purified and constantly engaged in the service of the Lord. We have very short life actually. In Kali Yuga, we don't live more than 100 years. So what the benefit is there for millions or thousands of years of sacrifice we can attain in this 100 years if we remain fixed? That's really a boon. We will never able to appreciate that the time that Krishna is kind to bring to this material world is the golden age within this Kali Yuga, 10,000 years. And we are so fortunate that just 530 years ago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to show us exactly what we need to do as a devotee. Who has that fortune? Just think about it. You know, the people who will take birth later on, they don't have this. So when Krishna reached Kubja's house, he saw that it was completely decorated in a way to excite the lusty desire of a man. This suggests that there were many nude pictures, on top of which were canopies and flags embroidered with pearl necklaces, along with comfortable beds and cushioned chairs. The rooms were provided with flower garlands and were nicely scented with incense and sprinkled with scented water. And the rooms were illuminated by nice lamps. So when Kubja saw that Krishna had come to her house in order to fulfill his promised visit, she immediately got up from the chair to receive him. Accompanied by her many girlfriends, she began to talk with him with great respect and honor. After offering him a nice place to sit, she worshipped Lord Krishna in a manner just suitable to her position. Uddhava was similarly received by Kubja and her girlfriends, but he was not on an equal level with Krishna, and he simply sat down on the floor. To humility, right? I always cherish those moments when I visit the sannyasis. They always offer me, sit, Shyam, sit on the sofa. And I always denied. I always enjoy to sit at the floor, close to the lotus feet. This should be our etiquette. Without wasting time, as one does in such situation, Krishna entered the bedroom of Kubja. In the meantime, Kubja took her bath and smeared her body with sandalwood pearl. She dressed herself with nice garments, valuable jewelry, ornaments, and flower garlands. Chewing betel nuts and other intoxicating eatables, and spraying herself with scents, she appeared before Krishna. Her smiling glance and moving eyes were full of feminine bashfulness as she stood gracefully before Lord Sri Krishna. What a wonderful scene, huh? Who is known as Madhava, the husband of the goddess of fortune. And when Krishna saw that Kubja was hesitating to come before him, he immediately caught hold of her hand, which was decorated with bangles. And with great affection, he dragged her beside him and made her sit by his side. How wonderful that time would be, right? Simply by having previously supplied pulp of sandalwood to the Supreme Lord Krishna, Kubja became free from all sinful reactions and eligible to enjoy with him. She then took Krishna's lotus feet and placed them on her breast, which were burning with the blazing fire of lust. By smelling the fragrance of Krishna's lotus feet, it's compared to the millions of lotus flower, whorls of lotus flowers. It's so cooling. Even millions of moon cannot give the soothing effect. That soothing effect Krishna has in his lotus feet. So she immediately became relieved of all lusty desire. This is the advantage of the mercy of Krishna. She was thus allowed to embrace Krishna with her two arms and thus mitigate her long cherished desire to have Krishna as a visitor in her house. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Sorry, we should stop here. I just glanced it at the clock. It's already 2 minutes over. Please forgive me. We should be punctual on our service. So with those thoughts, always remember Krishna. Whatever you are going to speak, speak about Krishna. If you want to sing, sing about Krishna. If you want to do something, do for Krishna. Anything we do, we should do for the pleasure of Krishna. That's what he says in Bhagavad Gita also. Whatever charity you give, whatever prasadam you eat, whatever activity you perform, do it for the sake of Krishna and make our life successful. So with that blessings, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life also becomes successful. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who take so much austerity to join and give their kind association from Connecticut, New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Carbondale, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Phoenix, Tempe, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, San Diego, Alaska, Maine, Ottawa, New Orleans, Laguna Beach, California, Vancouver, Toronto, Kolkata, New Delhi, Houston, Fresno. Sorry that I have not put these Dharana Dhyay and Samadhi's timing. I'm gonna post it shortly after we will finish at 8 o'clock. So just look forward for that. So with those, I would like to offer my humble obeisances. Vancha kalpataruhasya, kripa sindhu bhayavacha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And if Krishna so desire, we'll see you tomorrow at 1:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. Or you can join at your convenient time. And if you so desire, and if you have the time that Krishna allows you, you can hang around for another extra 1 hour to chant the holy name. Holy name is really sweet. As we chant more and more, we will get more and more interest to chant his holy name. That is the sign that we are chanting properly. If we are chanting properly, automatically that is the best time of our day and life. And who don't want to expand those wonderful, realizable time? So that's the effect of chanting the holy name.